All right, as you can see by the time in the top left, it's 5:05, which means I am done with basketball practice. Let's continue with number 9. All right, so I'm noticing that I want to get my e to the power of x by itself, so I need to get rid of this pesky divided by 4. So the opposite of divide by 4 is multiply by 4, and I get 4. Ooh, I almost made that mistake. I remembered from a few hours ago, this is supposed to be x is equal to e to the power of y all over 4. All right, now that I switched the variables, now I can divide by, or multiply both sides by 4. So that's going to be 4x on the left-hand side. The right side is going to be e to the power of y. I feel like my handwriting's off because my hands are shaking from playing basketball. All right, and then from here, I need to somehow get this y out of the power. That is usually an indicator that means you need to take the logarithm of both sides. So I'm going to cheat and move you over to the side because I have technology. And I'm going to take the log of the left, or sorry, of the right. I'm going to take the log of the left. My water, I'm going to move because it's all jiggly. And then I get to choose whatever base I want. This base is the base that I want to match because that is the base that has the variable that I'm trying to unlock. So I'm going to choose that base. I'm going to say log base e. Log base e. And you'll remember log base e has a shortcut name, which is the natural log, or ln. So on the left-hand side, let me rewrite you. This is really the natural log, ln of 4x. So I'm going to put parentheses just so that everyone knows that is indeed 4x on the inside. And then on the right-hand side, notice here that we're going to have, let's cross some things out, log base e of e. All those cancel out. I'm just left with y. And there's my final answer. It's just natural log of 4x. Let's check the answers. Number 9, natural log of 4x. Number 9, please. Natural log of 4x. They didn't put parentheses, which is interesting. I thought you had to do it in that case, but maybe not. Number 10. We have, it's kind of hard to see, but it's log base 5 of e to the power of x. Let's switch our x's and y's before we forget. So it's going to be x is equal to log base 5 of e to the power of x. Well, that is interesting because there's a mixture of a logarithm with an exponential. So the first thing that I need to get rid of is this log, and then I can get rid of the power. So this actually has to do 2 different things. I think this is the hardest problem on the entire homework. I'm guessing that there might be some people that are logging in just to see this one problem. So I'm going to get rid of the logarithm first because that's kind of the most outside of the parentheses. So to get rid of log base 5, again, you exponentiate with that same base. So I'm going to grab all of you, move you to the right, and we'll say it's 5 to the power of log base 5 of e to the x, and 5 to the power of x. Again, this is now 5 to the power of x, 5 to the power of all that stuff. Really, this equal to sign should be moved down. I think I can just grab you and, oh, I didn't want to grab the x though. There we go. So there's my new equation. And then from here, I can cancel some things out, right? The whole point of this was to cancel 5 log base 5 of everything. And everything inside of here, namely the e to the power of x, is going to come down. This is e to the power of x is now equal to 5 to the power of x. So we undid the logarithm, and now I'm going to undo this exponent. To get this exponent down, I'm going to take the log of both sides, which means, again, I'm going to cheat and move you to the right a little bit. And I'm going to now say log, and I can choose any base. That's log of the right, log of the left. What base do I want? Well, it's whatever that base is of the variable that I'm trying to untrap. So I'm going to choose base e here. So it's going to be log base e of the right and log base e of the left. And you'll remember just from the previous problem, whenever we have log base e, that's really the natural log, or you write out ln. And then that's going to be still of 5 to the power of x. I don't think I need the parentheses there, but I'm going to write them just in case. And then we have log base e of e all cancels out. Again, it's that same rationale. What power does e need to be raised to in order to get to e to the power of x? Well, if e is raised to the power of x, we get e to the power of x. So the answer here is just x, meaning that comes down and all of this stuff cancels out, essentially. So I said, oh my God, I can't believe I did it again. I promised I wouldn't do it in the second half of the video, and I still did it, and you can probably already catch the mistake. So much extra credit in one video. I might need to redo this for another year. That x should have changed into a y, which should have stayed a y, which should have stayed a y, and I didn't do it. All right, let's go ahead and erase. And that should be e to the power of y, e to the power of y, and this should now be a y. All right, and now we're done. It's natural log of 5 to the power of x, which is kind of an interesting problem because we are mixing exponent with a logarithm, which is how the problem was given, an exponent mixed with a logarithm. Let's check. Natural log of 5 to the power of x, natural log of 5 to the power of x. I was right, you didn't need the parentheses in this case. I'll mark that with ink so I know that I corrected it. Our last 2 problems. Number 11, here we go. I want to get this 6 to the power of x by itself, so I need to get rid of this minus 4 by adding 4 to both sides. But before I do that, I'm going to switch my x and the y's and not make a mistake this time. All right, x is equal to 6 to the power of y. Haha, I have not made a mistake yet. And then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. This is going to be x plus 4 is equal to 6 to the power of y. And then I need to untrap this y. It's trapped in the exponent, so I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to move you to the right and take the log of both sides. It's going to be log base what? You've guessed it. It's going to be whatever the base is right here. So log base 6 in this case. Log base 6, log base 6. And again, the things are going to cancel out, cancel. This is going to be y on the right-hand side, and this is going to be log base 6 of x plus 4. That 100% needs to be in parentheses. If it's not, I'll show you. Log base 6 of x plus 4 is the same thing as log base 6 of x plus 4. By default, plus signs and minus signs are outside of the parentheses for logarithm, but everything else like exponents and stuff are inside. Multiplication happens inside, but adding and subtracting, you have to have parentheses. I hope that point is clear, but I'm erasing that so I have room to work. I don't need room to work. I can leave that there, never mind, because that's my final answer. Y is isolated. The whole point was to isolate for y. Let's check. Log base 6 of x plus 4. Log base 6 of x plus 4. Notice they had parentheses in their answer just as I was explaining as well. Number 12. All right, so this one's pretty straightforward. I need to get rid of this divide by 4 to get this exponent isolated. But before that, I'm going to switch my y and the x. I don't want to make a mistake. X is equal to 2 to the power of y over 4. Now I can get rid of the divide by 4. By multiplying by 4, I get 4x is now equal to 2 to the power of y. We need to untrap this power by bringing it down to the denominator. The only way to do that is to take the log of both sides. So again, use my cheaty technology, move you to the right, and I can take the log of both sides. I can say the log of the right is equal to the log of the left. I can choose whatever base I want. I'm going to choose this base right here to get log base 2, log base 2. And I don't need parentheses on that left-hand side because we have multiplication happening here. And as was happening before, cancel, and I get just y on the right, and my final answer is y is log base 2 of 4x. Final answer, my box was a little bit off there. Final answer and box log base 2 of 4x and log base 2 of 4x. That was a very interesting homework assignment. I learned some new things on how to teach, at least. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later.